it's me, Robin, with Simple Food, Simple Life. How are you this morning? I'm pretty good, but it's bitter cold. I think the only thing I will miss about winter is turtlenecks. Today is day number 5 of eating what I have in the house and what I ate today. Okay, so I was looking, kind of doing an inventory again to see what I have left in my refrigerator and my refrigerator freezer, and I have a small package of, actually it's 4 chicken legs, and so I'm going to use those today, but I'm going to make a chicken soup, actually chicken noodle soup, because I have 2 carrots, I have a little bit of celery, and I've got it's actually less than half a package of egg noodles. So I'm going to make soup today. I've got a partial onion, it's partially cut, so I'm going to use that. I'm just going to use what I have, and I'm going to make a beautiful chicken noodle soup. And I'll let you see how I do that as well. So that's going to be one of my meals today. I also have some cornbread muffins. I did a video on making cornbread jalapeno cheese muffins. They were really good. I've got 2 of those left, so I think that I'm going to incorporate that in my eating today. And what else? I'm not sure about lunch yet. The meal I'm going to use to break my fast, I'm not sure about that yet. I think I have an idea. I might have some pancakes. I've got some pancakes that are frozen, so I might do that. But I think it'll be a good day, and it's supposed to get a little bit warmer, and I think by Sunday it's supposed to be 55 around here. That would be awesome. So, all right, I hope you stick with me and watch me make that chicken noodle soup and see what I can come up with for what I have in the house. Listen, I really, really appreciate those of you who have commented and stuck with me through this thing. I know watching what people eat is not necessarily entertaining, but I hope that throughout this series that you will gain something from it, and maybe it will encourage you to just look at what you have in your cupboards and see if that helps you. It might. I know that I get help. I get a lot of encouragement and help from watching other videos and watching how they do things, and sometimes even if you just get a fragment of an idea, it can go a long way to help you in making your food stretch and your food dollar stretch as well. So, okay, listen, I love you guys. I think you're awesome, and stick with me on this, and I sure appreciate it. It's about 9:40 in the morning, and I am gonna get these chicken legs started. Like I told you a while ago, I found 4 chicken legs in the freezer, and I took them, put them in the bottom of the refrigerator, and they're still slightly frozen, but it doesn't matter. So I'm going to get these started, and all I'm going to do with these today to make it easy on myself, I'm just going to put them in the kettle. I put some salt in there, and I'm going to put a couple quarts of water on them. If I need more water, I can add to it. It's not a big deal. And I'm going to put a lid on these, and I'm going to cook them until they're done. Hey, guess what? I decided that I was going to make some peanut butter bars. Now, this is the recipe, and I'll provide a link in the description below. This is a recipe for flourless peanut butter cookies, but honestly, I think you can make just about any cookie into a bar if you want to. So what I've got here, I've got a cup of sugar, I have 1 egg, and I'm going to put in a cup of peanut butter. This is chunky, crunchy peanut butter. I love crunchy peanut butter. Anyway, I think there's probably a good cup in there. So I'm going to do that, and then you put a little vanilla in there and mix it up. That's it. So I've got my pan here. I'm going to spray it or with butter or oil or something, and then so it doesn't stick. And then I'm going to just put them in there and make bars. Let's see what happens. I think it'll be okay. 350 degrees, and I don't know how long it'll take because they're not cookies, but I will just bake them. I think I'll put them on 25 minutes and then bake them until the a knife put in the center comes out clean. Okie doke, there it is. Let's see if this works. I don't know. The peanut butter bars are done. You can see they're not too thick, but they look tasty and they smell delicious. I put a knife in the center and it came out clean, so I'm going to trust that. And I also put it in there for 20 minutes just in case you need to know. These peanut butter bars were cooled off enough to cut. They look awesome. I pulled this one out just to see how it would come out. They're really good, but be aware they're thin. They're like a bar cookie. Now then, I think it would be good if I would have had some chocolate chips or something. I could have spread the chips on the top and just let them melt and spread them, and that would be good. Or put some chocolate chips on the inside. Oh my gosh, that would be good too. I'm not a big chocolate chip person, but well, you know, I gotta tell you, chocolate and peanut butter just go together. So give this a try. 1 cup of peanut butter, 1 cup of sugar, 1 egg. That's it. Back to the soup. The chicken legs are done. You can see they're starting to pull away from the bone. So I'm going to let those cool off, and then I'm going to take the meat off the bones. I want you to see the broth. Now, you can see the broth has cooked down considerably. That's okay. And just so you know, hold on a second. I have a partial jar of dried vegetable powder. These are vegetables that I dehydrated, and I powdered them up in my blender. And this has nutritional yeast in it as well. And, and other spices are in here. This is nutritional yeast. I put a couple tablespoons of that in my broth. It adds a good boost of B vitamins. And I added this in there for good flavor. So I will remove the meat from the bones, but I'm going to save the skin and the bones because, and pack those in the freezer bag because I can use them to put in bone broth. I'm getting ready to break my fast. I'm rather hungry. So today I'm going to have 3 pancakes. These are pre-frozen buttermilk pancakes. I picked them up at Aldi. They were really inexpensive and probably cheaper than what I could make them. So I'm going to put those in the microwave and put some butter on them. I have my homemade brown sugar syrup, which I'm going to put on my pancakes. I have a video on how to make this. I have not bought bottled syrup in years. I just make this, and it's really delicious. It's one of my most viewed videos, so I'll put a link in the description. I've got 3 eggs scrambled up. I'm going to put them in the pan, and I'm going to put a tablespoon or 2 of this ricotta cheese I made in there, and I think it'll make them nice and delicious and creamy. All right, my meal is ready to eat. I'm excited about it. And don't condemn me, but sometimes, not always, but sometimes I like to eat a little ketchup on my eggs. So, okay, I will be doing that. I chopped up some carrots, onions, and celery, and I just put them in with a little bit of oil in the bottom of just some olive oil in the bottom of the pan. And I'm just sauteing these a little bit to get the flavor out. I strained my chicken broth and I chopped up the chicken. This was the chicken that was on those 4 legs. I'm going to combine it all together, put it on the back of the stove, and let it just simmer until I am ready for supper, which is going to be quite a little while. Well, I'm ready to finish up this soup. The sun is pouring in. That is the afternoon sun, which always pours in my kitchen this time of day. So I want to show you how I'm going to finish up this soup, but first I want to give you a look at it. It looks delicious. It's amazing how much chicken you can get off of 4 chicken drumsticks, or chicken legs as they say. And what I have in there are the carrots, the celery, and the onion that I just sauteed a little bit and then added them to the broth and cooked them until they're done. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a can of fire roasted tomatoes, and I'm going to just put in, I'm not going to drain them because there's good stuff in there, but I don't want to use the whole can. So I'm just actually putting in some chunks of the tomatoes, and then I'll use the rest of the can for something else. This is how I like to do it when I add tomatoes to my chicken noodle soup. Another little one in there, and I'm putting them in with a slotted spoon. And the reason I'm using the fire roasted tomatoes is because it's what I have in the cabinet, and and luckily there'll be lots of flavor there. Let's put in another spoonful. I'll just put these in a container and I will use them for something else, probably a different soup. Now I've got this cooked noodles. This was just a partial bag. It wasn't even half. What I like to do when I add noodles to my soup, I like to cook them and rinse them in cold water and rinse them very well so they are not as starchy, because I don't want them to thicken or cloud my soup. And that's how I do it. So there you go. I'm just going to bring this back up to heat, and my soup will be ready. I didn't have a snack today, so I'm pretty hungry. I'm going to eat a little bit earlier. I'm looking forward to this bowl of chicken noodle soup, homemade. This is my supper. A lovely bowl of chicken noodle soup with plenty of vegetables. And as you saw, it made a lot of soup, so I've got enough soup to eat a couple of meals and enough soup to share. I'm eating the last 2 corn jalapeno muffins, cornbread muffins. I warmed those in the microwave. I'm going to put some butter on them. And this is my treat with my after dinner coffee, and that is those peanut butter bars I made. Look at them. I'm looking forward to these. I'm going to come back when I get done with my dinner and I will tell you the verdict on these. I'm excited about that. I'm getting ready to have my treat with my after dinner coffee. So let's try one of these peanut butter cookie bars. And my supper was delicious, by the way. If you want me to, I'll put the recipe for these bars in the description box, and I'll put a link to the recipe for the cornbread jalapeno cheese muffins. That's really nice. They're crispy on the outside, and on the inside they're very nice and chewy. I love these. I will be making them again, they're very delicious. All right, I love you guys. Thanks for sticking with me. You know, if I can do this, you can do it. Look around and see what you've got in the house that you can make a meal out of. Okay? All right. I love you. And as always, little is much when God is in it.